I'm Dr. T. Jayalakshmi, working as a professor in the Department of Genetic Engineering, Bharat Institute of Higher Education and Research, Chennai 73, is going to handle the course Basics of Bioinformatics, course code U18PCGE404, and the topic is Essentials of Bioinformatics. First, we are going to see about what is bioinformatics. The definition of bioinformatics is the discipline of quantitative analysis of information which relates to biological macromolecules with the aid of computers. So we all know that bio related to the biological sciences and the informatics is mainly related to the computer science. So the combination of both the biological sciences and the computer science is called as bioinformatics. So here we are using various bioinformatics tools for analyzing the various biomolecules, which is termed as bioinformatics. So many researchers did research on bioinformatics and they gave different definitions for that. So mainly bioinformatics involves the technology that uses computers for storage, retrieval, manipulation, and distribution of information related to biological macromolecules such as DNA, RNA, and proteins. So here DNA, RNA, and proteins mainly refers to biomolecules, and we can analyze this type of biomolecules with the use of computers. And also we can analyze the data by using the computers, which can be used to store, retrieve, manipulate, and the distribution of various data. And also bioinformatics is limited to sequence, structural, and functional analysis of genes and genomes and their corresponding products, and is often considered computational molecular biology. So with the help of bioinformatics, we can analyze the various computational molecular biology tools, and also we can go for genomics and proteomics level of studies. Historical background of bioinformatics is first, the development of bioinformatics is a field as a result of advances in both molecular biology and also the computer science over the past 30 to 40 years. The first major bioinformatics project was undertaken by Margaret Dayoff in 1965. Here, he was the first who developed a first protein sequence database, which is called as Atlas of Protein Sequence and Structure. So mainly here we are using the bioinformatics for the sequencing of various proteins. And after sequencing the particular proteins, we can create the database, which is called as Atlas of Protein Sequence and Structure. In 1970s, the Brookhaven National Laboratory established the Protein Data Bank for archiving three-dimensional protein structures. So we all know about the PDB, which is called as Protein Data Bank. It is the first developed protein sequence data bank where we can store, retrieve, and we can analyze various types of protein molecules, and also we can study the two-dimensional, three-dimensional, and four-dimensional structure of various protein structures. The first sequence alignment algorithm was developed by Needleman and Wunsch in 1970. In bioinformatics, we'll be having different types of alignment tools, that is global alignment and local alignment. So here, it is a fundamental step in the development of field of bioinformatics. The first protein structure prediction algorithm was developed by Chow and Fassman in 1974. Various bioinformatics algorithms were developed, and for protein structures, this prediction algorithm is the first, which was developed by the scientists Chow and Fassman in 1974. And then in 1980s, the establishment of GenBank and the development of lost and fast database searching algorithm, which is called as FASTA. It was developed by the scientist William Pearson, and BLAST was developed by Stephen Alscher and co-workers. FASTA and BLAST are the two important tools which can be used in the bioinformatics. First, we have to retrieve the data in the FASTA format, and then we have to convert with the help of BLAST tool. And then we can get the information where we can store in the data bank. What is the main goal of studying bioinformatics is to better understand a living cell and how it functions at the molecular level. By analyzing raw molecular sequence and structural data, bioinformatics research can generate various protein databases and new insights develop a global perspective of the cell. By analyzing sequence data, which is ultimately because the flow of genetic information is dictated by the central dogma of biology, in which DNA is transcribed to RNA and then it is translated to protein. We all know about the central dogma of molecular biology. Bioinformatics mainly based upon the studies of molecular level of the biomolecules, and then we can ultimately see the flow of various biomolecules, and we can see the pathways of various biomolecules by using this bioinformatics tools. Scope consists of two subfields in bioinformatics. First one is the development of computational tools and then the databases. After that, we can apply the tools and databases in generating biological knowledge to better understand living systems. The main scope of bioinformatics is to better understanding of all the living systems, uh, including cells. The tool development includes writing software for sequence, structural, and functional analysis, as well as the construction and curating of various biological databases. And then we can use this bioinformatics tools in three areas of genomic and molecular biology research. So I already said that we can use this bioinformatics tools in both genomics and proteomics. And then it is also used to identify the three main areas of genomic and molecular biological research, such as molecular sequence analysis, molecular structural analysis, and molecular functional analysis. We can do the research at the molecular level by analyzing the molecular sequence analysis, molecular structural analysis, and molecular functional analysis using these bioinformatics tools. In this essentials of bioinformatics, we are going to discuss about various points like biological databases, multiple sequence alignment, protein motifs and domain prediction, structure prediction tools, molecular phylogenetics, structural bioinformatics, gene and genomics. Other than this, we're having different areas in the bioinformatics where we can finding the drug discovery by using various bioinformatics tools also going on recently. So we can see one by one. First one is biological database. We know that biological database is a collection of data where we can retrieve and get the information regarding that particular data, where we can store the biological macromolecules in the database. It is a computerized archive used to store and organize data in such a way that information can be retrieved easily through the variety of search criteria. So we can use either DDBJ or NCBI, and also we can use the FASTA and BLAST format. So these are the various retrieving methods, and by using a certain criteria, by fixing a certain criteria, we can retrieve the information from these biological databases. Depending on the types of data structures, these database management systems can be classified into two main types. First one is relational database management system and object-oriented database management system. So DBMS, we all know about the DBMS, that is database management system. So in biological database, we are dealing with the two different types of database management systems, which is called as relational and then object-oriented. So by using this management system, we have to create the program. After creating the program, we have to retrieve the data from the biological databases. So someone has deposited their database by using the program languages. They have stored their information in the databases where we can retrieve it easily. Based on their contents, biological databases can be roughly divided into three categories. First one is primary databases, secondary databases, and then specialized databases. This picture shows the various biological databases and also some programming languages where we can use UniProt, which is called as Universal Prediction Resource, and then ProCite, ProteinSite, FASTA, BLAST, Entrust, Sequista, Emboss, Plus W, Genomes, Interpro, Prince, Prodome, Smart, Panther, Gene 3D, Scope, Superfamily, CAT, Swiss Model, Model Base. So there are different types of databases available. For proteins, if you want to go for the DNA, you can choose this Genomes, Integrate, Emboss, Sequista, and IntEns. And if you want to retrieve the RNA data means we can go for CABIC, NCBI, PubMed, DDBJ, UPER. And if you want to go for the proteins, we can choose Emboss, PDBJ, Lion, Sanger, Pathport, and Cake databases. By using these different biological databases, we can retrieve either DNA, RNA, or protein sequences very easily. What is biological databases? There are three different types of databases: primary, secondary, and specialized. We can see one by one. First one is primary databases. It contains original biological data that archive the raw sequence and structural data. Examples for primary databases include GenBank, European Molecular Biology Laboratory database, which is called as EMBL, and popularly called as DNA Data Bank of Japan, which is DDBJ, and then Protein Data Bank, which is called as PDB. Next one is secondary databases. It contains computationally processed or manually curated information. For example, SwissProt and Protein Information Resource. This can be used to identify the protein sequences. And the third one is specialized databases, normally serve a specific research community or focus on a particular organism. Examples for specialized databases include Flybase, Wormbase, SDP, tire and microarray gene expression database, where we can use it, European Bioinformatics Institute, which is denoted as EBI. Next, coming to NCBI, it is the very popular database which is used by worldwide. The National Center for Biotechnology Information advances science and health by providing access to biomedical and genomic information. Protein sequences derived from the same DNA sequences or explicitly linked as related entries, sequence variants from the same organism. Here we can take different organisms also. We can have the comparison between different organisms, or different species are available in the same genes. So we can take the same organism which is having very minor differences like physiologically or biologically, which may be caused by sequencing errors and are treated as distinctly related entries. These are the specialized genomic databases where we can use to study the computational level or molecular level of biomolecules. In this chart, we can see the major biological databases, which includes EMBL. It's used for nucleotide database in Europe. We can use the URL www.ebi.ac.uk/EMBL. So if we click the web page, it will take you to the home page of EMBL, and where we can retrieve our specific data. Then second one is ExPASI. ExPASI is used for proteomics database, and the URL is http://us.expasi.org. Then the third one is OMIME, that is genetic information of human diseases, and URL is www.omime.org. And the fourth one is PubMed, biomedical literature information, where we can see it in the URL www.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov/PubMed. And the next one is SwissProt, which is called as Curated Protein Sequence Database. and the URL is www.ebi.ac.uk/swissprot/access. And the next one is TIRE, which is used to identify the Arabidopsis information database. It is otherwise called as plant information database also. And the URL is www.arabidopsis.org. The last one is Flybase. Flybase is mainly used to identify fruit flies, where we can use to identify the database of the Drosophila genome. And the URL is flybase.bio.indiana.edu. Next one is sequence alignment. Sequence comparison lies at the heart of bioinformatics analysis. It is important first step towards structural and functional analysis of newly determined sequences. There are two types of sequence alignment, local alignment and global alignment. The most fundamental process in this type of comparison is sequence alignment. This is the process by which sequences are compared by searching for common character patterns and establishing residue to residue correspondence among related sequences. Pairwise sequence alignment is the process of aligning two sequences and is the basis of database similarity searching and multiple sequence alignment. So there are different types of pairwise sequence alignment methods available, like dot matrix and the plot method, dot plot method, where we can put a dot when we are taking two sequences. If it is having the similar sequences, we can put one dot there. So by using this, we can analyze the plot method. We can analyze the matrix also, which is called as pairwise sequence alignment method. There are two types of sequencing methods available. First one is global and the second one is local. In global alignment, two sequences to be aligned or assumed to be generally similar over their entire length. In this diagram, you can see the global alignment method where the sequences are similar and they are plotted like a graph. Here the alignment is carried out from beginning to end of both sequences to find the best possible alignment across the entire length between the two sequences. In local alignment, it finds only the local regions with the highest level of similarity between the two sequences and aligns these regions without regard for the alignment of the rest of the sequence regions. And the third one is motifs and domains. A motif is a short conserved sequence pattern associated with distinct functions of protein or DNA. It is often associated with a distinct structural site performing a particular function. Here, the domain means it's a particular protein sequences or conserved sequences which is having the intron regions, and it is associated with a distinct structural site performing a particular function. A domain is also a conserved sequence pattern, and it is also defined as an independent functional and structural unit, and domains are normally longer than motif. Because of evolutionary divergence, functional relationships between proteins often cannot be distinguished through simple BLAST or FASTA database searches. Here, motifs and domains plays a vital role because to identify a particular protein sequences, we need a conserved region. From the conserved region only, we can identify the specific introns which is involved in the translation process. So, motifs and domains in a protein sequences can be derived by 5 bioinformatics database tools. Example is ProCite, Protein Family, Prince, Protein Dome, CDART, and SMART databases. These 5 databases are mainly used to analyze the motifs and domains. Next one is sequences logos. A multiple sequence alignment or a motif is often represented by a graphic representation which is called as logo. In a logo, each position consists of stacked letters representing the residues appearing in a particular column of a multiple sequence alignment. We can plot a graph which is having x-axis and y-axis, and the overall height of a logo position reflects how conserved the position is, and the height of each letter in a position reflects the relative frequency of the residue in the alignment. Conserved positions have fewer residues and bigger symbols, whereas less conserved positions have a more heterogeneous mixture of smaller symbols stacked together. So here we can see the sequences, similar sequences, which is stacked together like ACC, AUGG. So if there is start codons like AUG, there will be a stacked formation together, which is called as sequences logos. Next, coming to the structure prediction tools, it is used to analyze 3D models, visualization, chemical interaction, structural annotation, modification after mutation, and comparison between wild and mutant amino acids, which were obtained by Swiss PDB viewer. CPH model 3.3 is a protein homology modeling server template alignment, which is based on the profile alignment guided by second is structure and exposure prediction. And then the third one is homology modeling, which is known as comparative modeling of protein, refers to constructing an atomic resolution model of the target protein from its amino acid sequences and an experimental three-dimensional structure of a related homologous protein, which is called as template. So by using this structural prediction tools, we can take a template of the particular DNA or RNA, and then we can go for the Swiss PDB viewer. In this diagram, you can see the Swiss PDB viewer on the right-hand side. The heterozygous mutation in GJB6 and GJB2 were found, which is known as A88Phi, and some mutation will be caused in the Clauston syndrome, paustophobia, and mild sensorineural hearing loss, respectively. So in the right hand side, you can see the diagram, template open in Swiss PDB viewer, which is going to cause the mutation, and then low draw sequence, which is a UniProt sequence of GJB6 gene, and the fit draw sequence in the template and align. After aligning method, template is removed and the homology modeling is prepared by using Swiss PDB viewer. MEMSAT SPM improved transmembrane protein topology prediction using SPMS. This method is capable of differentiating signal peptides from transmembrane helices. MEMPED prediction of membrane protein orientation takes place, and PSI-PRED V3.3. It is a used to predict secondary structure of various proteins, and DISOPRED 3 for disorder prediction. PGen Threader for profile-based fold recognition, MEMSAT 3 and MEMSAT SPM for membrane helix prediction, BioSurf V2.0 for automated homology modeling, and DOMPRED for protein domain prediction, and FFPRED 3 for eukaryotic function prediction. These are the various Swiss PDB viewer to analyze the protein domain prediction. This diagram shows the SwissProt PDB viewer, where we can view the 3D structure of various proteins by using MEMSAT SVM prediction and also DISOPRED 3. Next one is phylogenetic analysis. Molecular phylogenetics is a fundamental aspect of bioinformatics. It is mainly used to analyze the ancestral of various plants, animal, and human species. By using the dendrogram, we can plot the phylogenetic analysis, and it is used as a biological sequence analysis founded on solid evolutionary principle. The tree branching patterns representing the evolutionary divergence is referred to as phylogeny, and the similarities and divergence among related biological sequences revealed by the sequence alignment method, and it is having the rationalized and visualized in the context of phylogenetic trees. There are different types of phylogenetic trees based on the dendrogram and also based on the histogram analysis. We can plot a graph by using the dot plot matrix. When the sequences are similar, we can plot a graph, and then With the help of various phylogenetic trees, we can plot a graph which is based upon the x and y axis. And a gene phylogeny is analyzed by using this phylogenetic analysis. It is nothing but the phylogeny inferred from a gene or protein sequences only describes the evaluation of that particular gene or encoded protein. So what is called as phylogenetic trees and taxonomy means it is a phylogenetic tree which can be either rooted or unrooted. An unrooted phylogenetic tree does not assume knowledge of a common ancestor but only positions the taxa. Based on the taxonomy only, we can analyze the unrooted tree and it shows the relative relationships between the two organisms. In a rooted tree, all the sequences under study have a common ancestor or root node from which a unique evolutionary path leads to all other nodes. The topology of branches in a tree defines the relationship between the taxa. The trees can be drawn in different ways, such as a cladogram or a phylogram. So cladogram means branch length, which represents evolutionary divergence, or a phylogram represents the relative ordering of taxa. In bioinformatics, there are many computational tools used for the phylogenetic trees. Apart from cladogram and phylogram, we are having Jukes Cantor model and a Camura model, which are the basic algorithms used in phylogenetic tools, and it is also used as the fundamentals of evolutionary historical checks. And then phylogeny.fr is a simple tool to use web service dedicated to reconstructing and analyzing phylogenetic relationships between molecular sequences. It also includes multiple alignment methods like muzzle, T-coffee, clustol W, ProbCons, and also phylogeny like PhyML and Mr. Bayes, TNT, BioNG, and then tree viewer like Drawgram, DrawTree, ATV, and utility programs. These are all the various phylogenetic tools, and we can also use this for use this as a computational tool for the analysis of phylogenetic trees. This is the diagram of phylogeny.fr and the clustol omega. This is phylogeny.fr acts as a platform for transparently change programs to automatically perform phylogenetic analysis tasks. And in clustol omega, we can analyze the various sequences of same species or different species. If the species is similar, based on the color and the black color formation, we can identify the sequences are similar. In phylogeny.fr, you can see the phylogenetic dendrogram analysis, which is called as robust phylogenetic analysis for the non-specialist. Next, coming to the protein structure visualization, comparison, and classification. The main feature of computer visualization programs is interactivity, which allows users to visually manipulate the structural images through a graphical user interface. At the touch of a mouse button, a user can move, rotate, and zoom an atomic model on a computer screen in real time or examine any portion of the structure in great detail, as well as draw it in various forms in different colors. We can visualize the protein structure by using the GUI, which is called as graphical user interface model. This diagram shows the molecular graphic methods generated by RASMOL tool, MolScript, Ribbons, and Grasp. So here you can see the diagram of various graphic methods. First one is A represents RASMOL, B represents MolScript, third one is Ribbon, and the fourth one is Grasp. And the right hand side you can see for cluster W, we can use wireframes, balls and sticks, space filling spheres, and also the ribbon. You can see the difference between these diagrams. As the name represents, ribbons will be like the ribbon form. These are all related to the 3D structures of various proteins, which is causing a particular diseases. In phylogenetic analysis and also in the essentials of bioinformatics, we have to know about genomics and proteomics because this bioinformatics tools mainly deals with the genetic or molecular level of various proteins. Genomics is the study of genomes. Genomic studies are characterized by simultaneous analysis of a large number of genes using automated data gathering tools. It ranges from genome mapping, sequencing, and functional genomic analysis to comparative genomic analysis. Structural genomics refers to a initial phase of genome analysis, which includes construction of genetic and physical maps of a genome, identification of genes, annotation of gene features, and comparison of genome structures. Genome mapping is also very important. It is the process of identifying relative locations of genes, mutations, or traits on a chromosome. A row resolution approach to mapping genomes is to describe the order and relative distances of genetic markers on a chromosome. Genetic markers are also used to identify the genetic genome mapping, which are identifiable portions of a chromosome whose inheritance patterns can be followed. In this genome mapping, we are also having cytological maps, genetic maps, and physical maps. You can see it in the diagram. So cytological maps refers to the light and dark bands can be visualized by stained chromosomes under a microscope. Genetic maps identifies the relative positions of genetic markers on a chromosome, which is based on how frequent the markers are inherited together. Physical maps are the locations of identifiable landmarkers, which is measured in kb or mb because distance is measured in physical units. You can see the differences in the diagram. Cytological map, we are having both dark and light bands, which is stained by the different strains, and the chromosome is identified. And in genetic maps, we can see the chromosome level by using various genetic markers. And physical maps, we can see the distance measured in the physical units, and then the DNA sequence is analyzed by AGTC. Physical maps also made by the chromosome walking technique, which uses more number of radio labeled in a library of cloned DNA fragments. When common probes overlapped on cloned probes, an order is established. Next, coming to the genome sequencing. DNA sequencing can be considered as a type of physical map describing a genome at the single base pair level. There are two types of strategies used for whole genome sequencing: shotgun approach and the hierarchical approach. Shotgun approach is routinely carried out using the Sanger's method. It involves the use of DNA polymerases to synthesize DNA chains of varying length. The DNA synthesis is stopped by adding dideoxynucleotide, and then it has to be labeled with fluorescent dyes which terminate the DNA synthesis at positions containing all four bases, resulting in nested fragments that vary in length by a single base. Genome annotation also provides commands for the futures of gene with the help of gene prediction and functional assignment. And we can analyze the human genome employs a combination of theoretical prediction and experimental verification. In bioinformatics, GeneQuiz is also used as a web server for both protein sequence annotation and gene sequence annotation method, and it is verified by blast searches against a sequence database and then further compared with experimentally determined cDNA and expressed sequence tag, and then all predictions are manually checked by human curators. In this diagram, you can see predict gene models using full-length mRNA, and then known proteins are available, and then we have to map the known protein. After mapping the known proteins, refine gene models with mapped protein sequences using FEGNES program, and then we have to select the reliable gene models using the blast to alignment method, and the homologous proteins are produced, and then predict genes AB initio of the rest of the genome by GENISH program. Use gene finding parameters trained on query genome or its close relative. After that, we have to predict the particular genes through AB initio process in large introns. And then a list of potential splice sites in introns are used as additional evidence. And we have to use the transcript reads, which aligns transcript reads to genomic sequence by reads map program. Using enzyme sequence tags, we can align the genome sequences by using the map program methods. Gene ontology is a problem which used in the existing literature because the description of a gene function uses natural language which is often ambiguous and imprecise. Researchers working on different organisms tend to apply different terms of the same type of genes or proteins. Alternatively, the same terminology used in different organisms may actually refer to different genes or protein, and there is a need to standardize protein functional descriptions. And it involves the development of gene ontology, which uses a limited vocabulary to describe molecular functions, biological processes, and cellular components. And the online genomics tool available is maximal unique match, and then Tigger for alignment of two entire genome sequences and comparison of the locations of ortholog, and then BLAST is a Unix program modified from BLAST to do pairwise alignment of very large genomic DNA sequences. Limited area global alignment of nucleotides is a web-based program designed for pairwise alignment of large genome. PipeMaker is a web server using the BLAST-Z heuristic method to find similar regions in two DNA sequences. Mavid is a web-based program for aligning multiple large DNA sequences. So these are all the different online genomics tools. And then the relational sciences include the research in biotechnology, which leads to the development of bioinformatics. And then the bioinformatics offers a rigorous interdisciplinary training in the new and rapidly evolving field with a strong focus on chemistry and biochemistry. It is also used in biophysics. It uses a high-level computational technique and a computer modeling to address biological problems and to model molecular aspects of living cells. And it is also used to integrate information using mathematical and statistical method and applying it to the understanding of biological sequences, structures, and networks. The methodologies of bioinformatics is to handle large-scale data analysis, which are providing exciting opportunities to understand the microbial communities. This diagram shows the overall bioinformatics, which covers all life sciences like biology, biomedical engineering, computer science, physics, microbiology, biophysics, biochemistry, genetics and genomics, and then neurology, biostatistics, computational biomedicine, chemistry, mathematics, and statistics. So this bioinformatics is an interdisciplinary area which covers all life sciences, and it is also used to analyze the docking methods, which is very useful in drug discovery process.